Welcome to Movement is Mandatory. I'm Dr. Brian, and today's video is all about how to get better hip mobility by not stretching, but by doing activation drills that are going to help your system learn how to open those hips and stay in a more mobile position. All you're gonna need today is your body weight, so let's get ready to move. All right, everyone. So today we're going to go over 3 different movements that are all activation drills to help our systems learn how to open the hip capsule and keep it open in different planes and different positions. So what we're going to start with is a plank. We're going to go to some, and then we're going to go to some different squat and lunge variations where we're going to be very mindful about how we create tension through the right muscles so that we can reconnect or make a better pathway of that brain to muscle connection so that we don't create any type of imbalance and it doesn't affect any of our daily lives, our training, our sports, whatever you love doing. So what we're gonna start with is a plank variation. And we're gonna do this for a minute on each side. So we're gonna start with the left side, but what we're gonna do is you're gonna go out, kick, and then come around. And we're gonna start the clock now. So I'm coming out, kicking, and then back down. And I'm trying to get a little bit higher each time that I do it, but I'm also making sure that I keep my abs engaged. Now with this, it's not a race. This is meant for you to feel that ab tension. This is meant for you to feel that tension in that back pocket glute area on that side as you go through that motion. And I'm trying to get as high as I can keep my abs engaged, get that knee fully extended, and bring it back. This is gonna help open up the hips in an open chain fashion while activating our posterior chain. Posterior chain is your hips, your hamstrings, your calves, that also some of those back muscles that helps to support everything that we do. We got about 10 seconds to go. Then we're gonna switch sides. Engage, kick, drive, maintain that tension. One more rep. Out, kick, and back. Then let's flip to the other side. So on this side, come out, kick, bring back, come out, kick, bring back. Still stabilizing through that core. And now you might feel that other hip working as well, which is great. From a shoulder standpoint, since we're hanging out here so long, you want to keep your shoulder blades down so that stress stays in your shoulder blades, especially if you start to feel it in your wrist or your elbows. Kick out, come back, 20 seconds left. Keeping all that stress in that right back pocket. We got one more rep. Lift, kick, and come back. All right, now we're gonna go to a standing position and we're gonna do for a minute this Cossack squat, or Cossack. But what we're doing is we're gonna go nice and wide with our hips. Our toes are gonna be pointed out. Our abs are engaged. And we're just going side to side, keeping our knee inside of our foot, pressure stays on the inside of the foot, and then back to the other side. The goal is that your knee to the side you're going should feel free. Should feel like you can just relax into that range, particularly if you keep that stress in the abs and you keep that pressure on the inside of your foot. If your knee starts going out, that's what's going to restrict that quad, or restrict that knee from going forward, because you're going to try to load the quad. We want our quads to be quiet. We want them to just really stay turned off, keep that tension in the cheeks as we just go back and forth. My whole body stays forward. We got about another 10 seconds. And I'm just working through some of that range of motion. One more on each side. And that's where you should feel a nice good stretch through those groin muscles. So now, the last one's gonna be a lateral lunge up. So what we're doing for this, again, we're going wide, but what we're doing is this leg stays still. We're gonna rotate on the back and come down into a lunge. Now I'm gonna push down through my feet to use my hips to get me back up, and then I'm gonna alternate. And we're gonna do this for a minute as well. So I rotate. There should be a nice good stretch through the hip flexor, activation through the cheek, stretch through these hip rotators. It's gonna really help open up that hip capsule. Now, of course, as I go through this process, my abs also stay engaged the whole time, because when it comes to hip mobility, one of the main things, along with the connection to the floor, is if you want these hip flexors to stay turned off and stay healthy, your abs have to fire too. So this is a perfect opportunity to really be very conscious, very aware of how you push through your feet, how you keep your abs tight, particularly belly button and below. We're gonna do 10 more seconds. That's gonna really make a huge difference in how your system connects, that brain to muscle connection, that neuromuscular firing, which is more important than just stretching. Stretching doesn't teach your system anything. This does. This helps you really create good subconscious habits by conscious input. Let's do one more rep to each side. Push down through those feet. Same thing. Push down through those feet. Awesome. So now just try squatting. See how that feels. It should feel nice and more relaxed through your hips. Should be able to get that, should just feel nice, like I can get that good hip extension from each side. And that's how you open your hips. It's how you get your hips to fire and how they stay firing, because now we've improved that brain to muscle connection opposed to just doing a more temporary relief stretch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that if this helped you, please share with someone else or comment below that it helped you. We really love to hear your feedback. Please subscribe to our page, like the video, all the great things, and stay tuned for more great videos about other mobility, pain relief, performance enhancement in terms of better biomechanics. As always, I'm Dr. Brian. I appreciate you watching, and thank you for making movement mandatory.